Time for the opening day of the season, and transfer business has been made. And instead of buying a left back and a defensive midfielder as I was supposed to, I went and bought a couple of wingers. How you doing, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of the Deportivo La Coruña save here on FM24. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video, where we have our opening 2 games of the campaign. I haven't even looked at who they're against. We are against Tarazona and Arenteiro. This is going to be a problem, but we'll muddle through. So Tarazona and Arenteiro in the third tier of Spanish football. And if you're excited to see how we get on in today's video in those 2 games, don't forget to leave a big like on the video for me, and don't forget to subscribe. It is completely free to do so, and you'll make me a very happy chap. Since you're last with us, transfers have been made, but they're not the ones that we were really needing. And I've also spent too much money because at the moment we're over our wage budget with no transfer budget. So it's a process, and it's one that we need to trust. Interestingly though, I hadn't actually had a look at this. The amount of players who have come into the club on a free this season is actually kind of insane. The dynamics at the club weren't brilliant. I hadn't shown you that. I don't know what they're like at the moment. Yeah, see, the team cohesion is still poor because a lot of the players are new to the club. Most of them the old men, so that's a bit of a concern. So that is obviously not ideal, but it is what it is. Now, in terms of transfers I have made, I've only made the 2, and they're both wingers. Javi Ontiveros is one of them. He's capped at under 19 level for Spain, 25 years old. He has come in from Villarreal B for £500,000. Not all of that was up front, but he just looked better than anything we had on the wing, and I just thought clean sheets are going to help us this season, but so are goals. Now, he isn't very consistent, but he does love a big match. And I feel like, he's a good player for La Liga 2 sides. He's too good for us. So he's got to do a job for us, even if it's a bit inconsistent. And then I signed Joaquin. It's Joaquin, I think, isn't it? But it's not that one. He's 24 years old, and he came from Huesca, who, bearing in mind, are above us in La Liga 2 as well, La Liga Hypermotion. He's there, he's come from there, and again, looked as good, if not better, than what we already had. He is consistent, also loves a big match, and again, good player for most La Liga 2 sides. It just felt ridiculous. Bearing in mind on the comparison a little bit here, the one at number 1 is the striker that we have. The other 2 are the lads that we went and signed. So I'm very, very happy with those 2 transfers, other than the fact that it's left us short in the positions that we needed. In terms of transfers out, I think the only one of any note, well, now there's a few that went out. So I let one lad go out. I don't think these guys were anything to do with me. I can't remember. No, we did start quite early. Some of these are definitely not me. All of the free ones there aren't. I think this one, and this one are the ones. The biggest one is Brace Vial, who was one of the midfielders. So kind of contributed to the problem, really, but I thought we got a decent fee for him, £350,000. He wasn't worth that when he was here. He's now worth between 100,000 and 1 million. I think he's going to be probably the lower end of that, if I'm honest, but he has got decent potential, but he is injury prone. So I'm not unhappy that we've let him go. I think we got a decent fee for what we could get at the time, and that helped us bring the 2 wingers in. Now, I am looking to do more transfer business. That transfer business is free loans. We've got a left back who is Diego Sanchez. He won't be spectacular, I don't think, but he'll do a job for us. He'd come in and do a decent job. He'd fill a gap, and lots of other teams in our league, and also I think the league above, were looking at him. And then Nacho Martin as well. Again, not brilliant. He'd be another playmaker. Well, no, he wouldn't be another playmaker, actually. He kind of would be, but he could do both jobs. He'd come in, he'd fill a gap, he's got decent potential. Yes, he's injury prone, which I know I've said about the guy that I've sold, but this guy looks a bit better than him. So we'll see whether we can get him in. If we can, great. If we can get both of them in, great. It will give us some squad depth. So, all of that to say, here is the 11 for the first game of the season against Tarazona away from home. And they are newly promoted as well, so they might have that new promotion bounce. It is Pereno in goal, Adart, Martinez, Sanchez, and I'm not learning any of these names at the moment. Balenciaga. I think I got that one pretty bang on. So, Adart, Martinez, Sanchez, and Balenciaga in defence. Angel and Vasquez in midfield with, I'm going to get his name wrong as well, Joaquin, Valcarce, and Ontiveros supporting Perez up front. This is going to be a challenge. Right, let's just do it, shall we? Let's just do it. Our pre-season has actually been pretty good. I probably should have shown you it. We've played a lot of teams who are definitely better than us. A lot of top league teams. So we played... I can't remember the names of all of them. I'm convinced I've got like some real memory problem because I really should remember this. Do you know what? Let's just cheat and let's just have a look. So we played Sporting, got a draw against them. Leipzig, got a draw against them. And we've also played Athletic Bilbao's B team as well, who are in the same tier as us. They're in the other group, I think. And we battered them. And also we played Almeria on the first proper friendly, who, again, bearing in mind, they're a proper big boy team. And we only lost by 1 goal. So we look like we're fighting well above our... Well, punching well above our weight at the moment. But this is going to be the moment of truth. And, I mean... Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? I normally say at this point, I'm nervous. I'm not even nervous. I'm just curious. What are we going to get? I genuinely don't know. Well, what we have got is a highlight to begin with. And it's their goalkeeper who has the ball now. We have the ball. We give possession away, though. And, well, I mean... The one thing I will say is when we gave possession away in the friendly... I mean, I didn't play all the friendlies. I only played 1 or 2 of them. We did look a bit susceptible at times. Remember, there's a lot of old men. But at the moment it's looking good. Angel now into Joaquin. Joaquin now crosses it into Lucas, and Lucas Perez makes it 1-0. Joaquin to Perez. That could be a combination we see all the way through the season. Oh, that's a good start. I really did not want to get off to a bad start with this save, and I'm really glad, at least at the moment, we haven't. We score early on. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. There are no fans here, by the way. At Tarazona, where are you boys? Because surely you've got some fans, surely. I want to put the table up there, but we keep getting highlights. Right, it's whipped in. And, I mean, we maintain possession. Ontiveros and Joaquin get in the way of each other. Adot now into Balenciaga. Not the only left-back at the club. We do have another one called Samau, but he's 2-star. He looks awful. I'd like to sell him. Once we get the loan boy in, we will probably look to sell him. If we get the loan boy in anyway, because we might not. He might not go very well. Right, Pablo into Sanchez. We do have a couple of injuries as well. I probably should have mentioned that. So many things I should have mentioned. We have got a couple of injuries at the moment. Oh, it's 2-0. And Valcarce, Pablo's gone and buried it. Goodness me, what a goal that is from Pablo. Valcarce. I'm going to go with Valcarce and hope for the best. What a goal this is. Right, Angel gets it. Gets it to a different Pablo. There's 2 Pablo V's. That's not confusing at all. I might have to change them to Pablo 1 and Pablo 2. I genuinely might have to do that just to not confuse myself. There's Vasquez and Valcarce. Right, I'm going to change this now. There we go. Brilliant. So at the moment, 2-0 puts us second in the table, which is lovely to see. Really good start. All of our opportunities so far have been on target. We're dominating match momentum. We've not had enough chances. We've not had enough time in the game to have a proper XG thing come up yet. But we are doing very well. Right, Ontiveros goes for a free kick. Just hits it just over, which is unfortunate. Lovely start, though. Very, very lovely start. I mean, again, we are predicted to get promoted. This is a team that got promoted from the league below last season. You would expect us to win this match. However, I've got visions of, I don't know if, but this probably showing my age here, when Chelsea won their first league title under Mourinho, 2005 they won that, 2004-2005 season, I think. The 2005-2006 season, they started their defence with a game against newly promoted Wigan, and they got pushed right to the end. It was like a last-minute Hernan Crespo goal that ended up saving Chelsea's blushes. Obviously, they went on to win the league again that season, but it was anything but straightforward. So it can happen, but it's not at the moment. All of that to say, the example I've just given isn't currently happening. It's wasted everyone's time, basically. Corner to Tarazona, but they don't make anything of it, and we now have the ball again. And Joaquin running down that right wing. He has got options with him. I mean, he nearly runs into one of his own players there, but he doesn't quite. Bursting down the wing, whipping it in, looking for Lucas again. And what did I say? That's a combination we could see a number of times this season. We've just seen it the second time in the same game. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. We had a lot of pitch options with our ground as well, because normally you only get 1 or 2. We had a few, and one of them was wide, so it's actually a short pitch, but it's a wide pitch. So the wide guys really, should be getting a lot of action. Bearing in mind as well, 2 of the goals have come from Joaquin. We're set to play down the middle. Who cares? It's working, whatever it is. Half time, 3-0. I mean, that'll do. I'll happily let them give up now if they want to. I'll happily let them kind of just tap out and walk away now if they want to. I wouldn't be against it. I have to call it there, lads. If you want to save your energy, because we've got a game in a few days. You've probably got a game in a few days. Let's have a bit of a chill. No? Okay, fine. We'll carry on. We'll do the second half and we'll get a couple more goals. Right, Joaquin looking for another assist here. Gets it into Valcarce. And he has got another assist. And Valcarce has got a second goal. It is a demolition job on the first day of the season. And Deportivo La Coruña are in the lead by 4-0. I'm aware that this is a team that just got promoted. So it is a sliding scale. I am starting to think maybe we're too good for this league, which is fine. I don't want to spend too much time down here. I want to get back. I want to get up the leagues as quickly as possible. Obviously, getting into La Liga 2 is the absolute priority at the moment, and then we want to get from there to La Liga as quickly as possible, because that's where the slog is going to be. That's where it's going to be really difficult. Because, again, it feels like the board assume if we get promoted, we're going to be mid-table next season in La Liga 2. That's a good sign if the board are sensible. And you know what? Valcarce's got a hat-trick. And Joaquin's got a hat-trick of assists as well. Did he already have a hat-trick of assists? I think he already did anyway. But its hat-tricks are plenty. So Paris gets it to Joaquin. Joaquin coming into the box here. He is set to cut inside. And Valcarce makes it 5 from the advanced playmaker position. I think he's got 4 goals, Valcarce. No, he's got 3. It is Joaquin who's got the 4 assists. I saw a 4 flash up before the highlight started. That's what confused me. Well, what a start this is to the season for us. Lovely stuff. I'm very happy. An absolute demolition job. I would like a clean sheet. I know, we've scored 5 goals. I don't actually think I can ask for any more. And I don't think I could say I'd be disappointed if we conceded a goal. But I would very much like to not concede a goal. I mean, at the moment, it doesn't look like there's any risk of that at all. Right. Pablo Vasquez. I remember his surname this time. Gets it to Ontiveros into Lucas. And Lucas scores again. And that is his hat-trick. He now has got a hat-trick. And it is a demolition job. It's a wonderful thing to see on the opening day of the season. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this. Because it's one of those things. We're predicted to be top until you play the first game of the season. You just don't know how your team is going to go. Of course, if we stay like this all season and get promoted, it won't be like this next season. Even if we are at the level of a League 2 club, a La Liga 2 club, even if we're at that level, I think it's fair to say it's not going to be like this next season. Right, I'm actually going to take off Pablo for Salva Sevilla, the old man, 39 years young. Let's get him on the pitch. Jose Angel hasn't had the best of games. I don't really have anyone who I can really bring him on for, other than Hugo Rama, who is another playmaker. I don't really want to play 2 playmakers, but we will. He is the only central midfield option, well, defensive midfield option that I actually have available to me. So, we'll give him a chance. I think that's fair. Right, we'll confirm that. I don't know how many substitutions we actually have. I really probably should have checked that. Does it say? Okay, so it's same as Premier League. 5 substitutions. Fine. That's okay. That's absolutely fine. Right. Tarazona on the ball here, actually. A rare attack for them. Getting forward. Arezzo now looking to whip the ball in. Is he going to do it? No. Keita. He's still a ball off of them beautifully. Lucas, however, done in by an aerial challenge by the defensive player there. But then it's launched forward and we just get the ball back. Right. Sevilla. The old man. I mean, that looked like a pass from an old man, to be honest with you. Yikes. I mean, I think we've got enough players in the squad where we can cover if he really declines quickly. Because again, at 39 years old, his physicals aren't all that. He's going to be a very difficult player to use, I think. He's going to be a very difficult player to get the best out of, if that makes sense. Because he's got some decent stats, like for this level. His physicals and his technicals and mentals are okay. His physicals are the problem. So it's going to be a case of just get the ball to him and try and let him do what he wants. Right, he's on the ball here, Salva, and hopefully he can do some magic with it. I mean, the pass last time wasn't the best. He's whipped it in this time. It was a good cross, actually, from him. Unfortunate that he's crossing it to someone who probably isn't the best in the air. Right, Joaquin deserves a goal after his performance, and he has got one. Deservedly so. It's 7 on the opening day of the season. Somebody stop the damn match. They're already dead. Ring the bell. God is my witness there, broken heart. These are all wrestling references, by the way. Wonderful. I mean, we'll make a final couple of substitutions because we are in the period where we can just rest people now. Hugo Rama has not had a good game, but I don't really care, to be honest with you. Right, Joaquin's had an exceptional game. He's coming off. We're going to bring him off for, I think probably Kayaga, who has not really featured at all for me. In fact, no, it's not going to be him. It's going to be Mella because he's got a higher upside. He's got more potential. Let's get him some game time. And I'm also thinking maybe Peke could come on. He can also play on the wing. And we'll take on Tiveros, who's had a decent game off as well. So bring the 2 youngsters on. Can Peke play better over? Yeah, they're better that way around, actually. And I do want to take Perez off. The problem is I don't have another striker. So Perez is going to see the game out. And then, I mean, I'm tempted to take him off for the terrible left back that we've got. But we'll leave it at that for now. I mean, they don't need to do anything other than just run around a little bit. The game's over. The game is over. Stop the counts. They're already dead. I mean, Lucas nearly just buried a free kick there. That'd have been sensational if he'd have added that to the proceedings of the match as well. That would have been fantastic. I mean, we're just stealing the ball off of them. I mean, they're 7-0 down. I imagine their motivation and their kind of desire is probably tanking through the floor as we speak. I would imagine. And really, we should be capitalising on that. I would very much like us to get an 8th. I know we've already scored 7, but I'd like an 8th. Oh, we give the ball away there. I'm not very happy about that. Right, Keita running forward. Sanchez from defence just stealing the ball like he's stolen his lunch money. And then Keita with a silly yellow card gets sent off. It's bad. It's from bad to worse for Tarazona. They've been promoted and they've been absolutely spanked in this game. Absolutely trounced. Which, again, promoted side against league favourites, you would expect it to a degree. Probably not to this level though. This is a bit. It's a very good performance from us, and or a very poor performance from them. And they've just given away a silly penalty. They've just given away a really, really silly penalty. Sevilla wins it. It's another red card. It's all gone wrong for Tarazona today. It's all gone absolutely a-balling for them. And it's Lucas to step up. And of all of the crazy things, their goalkeeper has saved a penalty. If there's one person who can cover themselves in glory today, it's that man, just for that moment. Lucas, who was probably on a 10, he's no longer on a 10. And he saves the following corner as well. Fair play to that goalkeeper. Fair play to him. He's leaving with some glory today. Glory is probably a stretch. It's not glory at all, is it really? Let's be honest. Right, I mean, again, I'd like an 8th, but I'm perfectly content for the game to stop now. But we are having one more chance. Mella now whips it in, looking for Lucas again. And Lucas, I mean, the Midas touch was there when it mattered. It's not there anymore. He's missed another golden opportunity there. But lovely play there from the youngster Mella, actually, which was nice to see. Very nice indeed. Right, because he's, I'm sure I called him up from the youth team. I think he's on a youth contract, actually, which is not ideal, but also I think it means he'll be on lower wages. So I'm quite content at the moment with the fact that I'm overspending to kind of keep it as that. Lucas couldn't quite get there, but we managed to intercept. Balenciaga manages to get the ball back and now drives it forward. Right, Sevilla comes deep. Gets to Balenciaga. Balenciaga into Sanchez. Sanchez into Sevilla. Sevilla, lovely floated ball over. A bit heavy for Peke, but Peke manages to get on there. Adot into Sevilla, and Sevilla puts it wide. I mean, that is a golden opportunity to get 8 there. We've had a few opportunities to get an 8th goal, but I'll take 7. I'm happy with 7. That is a very good start to the season. It actually couldn't get any better He genuinely couldn't. What a start that is. Best goal difference in the league after that. Wow. I expected us to be good based on the season prediction and based on how they're doing in real life. I'm not entirely sure I expected that level of domination, especially from him. New signing, Joaquin. And again, let's take it with a pinch of salt. Opening day of the season can be a bit of a mad one. And also, let's bear in mind, that was a team that's just been promoted. That was pretty good. Right, well, 3 days' time we're playing Arenteiro. We're going to have to skip ahead a little bit just to get to that game, but we'll get to it. And then, literally, we'll be on the cusp of deadline day. I'm not going to show you deadline day because I'm hoping by this point the business will be done. But I might look and see if I get a few more free loans in just to bolster the squad a little bit. So bear with me, and we'll be back for the game against Arenteiro, who look like they've already been beaten. I don't know what their first game was like. Let's have a quick look. They lost 6-4. Wow. Okay. I mean, madness. Well, that should be an interesting one then. At least there'll be goals in it. Right. I'll see you in a moment. We are back for the game against Arenteiro. And, well, transfer-wise, one bit of bad news is that left back, I mean, he's gone off the list now, but that left back that we were trying to get in, hey, he's not coming in. He's just not. So, the search continues. There's not actually that many who I know are going to be good enough to come into the team that are out there that are going to cost us nothing. At the moment, it does need to be nothing. Now, having said that, at the moment, this guy is on his way out the door. Ivan Barbero, he's not currently in the squad, which is a shame in a way because he could also be a striker for us if we needed him to. He hasn't got good potential, he's not good in big games, but he could be a decent cover striker. So if he doesn't actually end up going, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But I don't really fancy him, so let's let him go. £100,000, he's not worth that. His value was like 80, 70, something like that. So I actually think it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It also gets us some more wages, and it really helps us with this situation. We'll be able to go into the black with that. We'll be able to get out of that little bit of debt that we've currently got. So we'll work on that, but this is the 11 we're going to be going with for this game. It's, I think, unchanged other than one thing. So it's Pareno in defence, Pareno in goal, Adot, Martinez, Sanchez and Balenciaga in defence. Vasquez and Angel are still there, but they've both been swapped around. Vasquez does better as a ball-winning midfielder, and I've changed Angel to a DM. This is something I had set up, so I don't really know why Vasquez was playing as a playmaker last time out. He did a decent enough job, so we could always go back to it, but we're going to go with that way around and just see how it goes. Then we got Joaquin, Valcarce and Ontiveros supporting Perez up front. Again, that front four had a sensational game last time out. In terms of injuries, I didn't show you last time. This guy, Davo, who's on loan, he is missing from the squad at the moment. He is a good player. He won't be particularly spectacular at any point, but he's decent, 28 years old. He'll do a job for us this season. He'll also be my backup striker. And then Villares is going to be a nailed-on starting central midfielder for us when he's fit, but he's not fit at the moment. Right. Fingers crossed. Let's see if we can get another good result. First game was sensational. This is our first home game though, so let's see whether we can really put the pressure on and start getting more points on the board. I mean, it looks like a lot more fans are here, which is obviously a good sign. Remember, this is a club with rich history. This is a club with a fan base that has seen them get to the heights of La Liga champions. They'll be looking for that from us again if we can do that. So let's see whether we can. Fingers crossed we can. We know that Arenteiro lost their first game. They didn't get battered as such because they did score quite a few goals, but they did concede quite a few. We scored quite a few in the first game, and we've started off in the first 90 seconds exactly the same way. It's Lucas from Joaquin. It's 1-0. They might be a cheat code at this level. Joaquin gets the ball from the free kick. It's a short free kick. Just goes around all of the men. Pings it in. Lucas is there to tap it in. Diego Garcia, the goalkeeper, has no chance. Early goal, 1-0. Job's a good one. Job is a good one. I tell you what, we're liking these short free kicks. I'm not sure I've got us set up, because I've done our set pieces. I'm not sure I've got us set up to take short free kicks. I'm not sure I've set that up. But I'm liking it because it's actually working quite well for us. Right. Paulo Vasquez into Martinez. Martinez dwelling on the ball a little bit, goes to Angel. Angel. Flipping it over. Chipping it over to Joaquin, looking for Lucas. Lucas can't get his head on it. It's not really his strongest game, but we get possession back. Ontiveros now, going outside, cutting into the box. He's gone down. I mean, the ball's rolled over the line, but it is a penalty, and we missed the penalty in the first game. Let's see whether we can get one here. My fingers are crossed. Lucas can't take penalties. That's one thing we have discovered. He can put the ball in the back of the net when it's put on the silver platter for him by Joaquin, but he can't put it in the back of the net himself. Well, that is good to know. I do feel like our settings are not quite as they should be. I'm not entirely sure that's it. In fact, it's really not, I don't think. But we're going to go with that for now. And I'll have to load up another save and just double check what the settings are that we normally use. Right, big goal kick. We initially win possession, but we've given it away again. And now we have our first kind of real concern, because we know this team can score goals, is Arenteiro coming forward here. Big ball over the top, but our goalkeeper should claim that, no problem. Pereno does just that, and it remains 1-0. But we have a counter-attack, actually, potentially coming here. Ontiveros now, going past his man, sort of. Little bit. Ontiveros, I mean, he's done really well there. Gets it in Tangel, into Vasquez. Vasquez goes for the worldie. He's very close to getting the worldie in as well. That was a really good attempt, but actually there's an offside in there by Joaquin. So it remains only 1-0. I mean, lots of action early on in this game. Very, very good to see. Really enjoyed the last game, obviously, but I'm enjoying this one at the moment, and it's a lot tighter. Right, Joaquin now into Ontiveros, the two wingers, the furthest men forward, but Valcarce is there to support. He had a really good game last time out as well. Ball into Lucas. Lucas can't get there. Oh, my word. And Vasquez so close to making it too. So close, but just not close enough. Wow. I mean, this team is definitely better than the team that we played last time out, but it's still, at the moment, mostly us. It's not all us, but it's mostly us. Right. We intercept there. Angel into Joaquin, into Valcarce. Valcarce, I'm going to say his name so many different times. Lucas, again, over the bar. He was so prolific in the last game, and he scored early on today, but then he misses a penalty, and really that's kind of done him in. I am going to give him a little bit of encouragement in the hope that he can... Oh, I mean, I've upset him now, but he needs something, because he's getting the chances and he's not putting them in the back of the net. Goodness me. Well, really high pitch then. Right, here come Arenteiro. Well, I say here come, they've gone back to their defence, but they're in possession. He'd win it back. Oh, Lucas, he's heard me, you know. He's heard me, and he's gone and scored just to make me look like a bit of a dingbat, and I'm perfectly okay with it. Lucas makes it 2 in the 25th minute. It looks like it's 6 points from 6. That's early to say that, Stu. That's really early. If we lose this now, or we don't win this, then it's completely my own fault for jinxing it so early on. Big mistake from their defence, though. That is going to shake them up just a little bit. The keeper's going to be fuming with the defenders. Absolutely fuming. Lucas with the free kick here. Can't quite get it on the end of someone's head. But Pablo into Lucas, into Martinez. Players probably in positions where they shouldn't be. I mean, Lucas, really, I want him in the middle. He's not getting there. But can he get it into someone else? Right, Joaquin now doing Joaquin things. Into Valcarce. And I actually think it's an own goal. Golabart has put it in his own net. I thought Valcarce, Pablo... I thought he'd done it. He hasn't done it. But it doesn't matter, because it is a third for us. On the 30th minute, boom. Lovely stuff. Back of the net. That will do. It has been all us in the first half. I mean, I said this team was clearly better. In terms of what we've seen in highlights, they have had more opportunities to get forward. Oh, but we are wrecking them now. Perez makes it about 4, and I think it's a hat-trick for him. Am I right in thinking? Yeah, a hat-trick and a missed penalty. He'd literally done what he did last time out. The man's a monster. Ontiveros gets it back to him here. I mean, it's the tamest assist you've ever seen. And it's just beautifully caressed into the back of the net. 4-0. 4-0. I mean... 11 goals from our first 2 games. At the moment, without reply. 12 goals from 2 games. At the moment, without reply. And it's the left back, our only proper left back as it stands, who makes it 5. What a ridiculous start to the season this has been. I do think we might be too good for this league. But again, that'll hopefully get us through this league a little bit quicker. Wow, that is a very good start. Very good start indeed. Right, I'll say I'm happy because I am. I won't make any changes just yet. We'll just get into the second half. Carry on. What a game. What a couple of games. I did not think we'd be battering teams like this. Because, again, I've got nothing to judge it with. Other than they're doing pretty well in real life. And that they're, like, in the game, predicted to be the ones who go up as champions. The board don't even want us to go up as champions. They want us to go automatically up. I mean, I don't know how many actual spots there are in the league to go up automatically. So that might, by default, mean that they want us to be champions. I probably should have checked that out, really, before I did the save. Right, ball forward. Sanchez takes it beautifully there. What a first touch that is. Just taking it down straight away. And now we build again. Right, Balenciaga into Ontiveros. Ontiveros back to Balenciaga. Balenciaga into Valcarce. Valcarce makes it 6. I really like this team. I really like this team. Balenciaga does really well there. Gets it into Valcarce. And Valcarce, I say his name twice differently in the same sentence. Well, what an absolute demolition job. And we've got an injury to our only striker. Well, there we go. Foot injury. That's a problem. That's a huge problem because I don't have another striker. Now, David Mellor is the one who's recommended to come on. He can actually play there at a 2-star level. He's going to have to, and hopefully he can do a job. Because that is a concern. I'm going to bring on Zimo Navarro as well for Adot. Adot has not played badly, but I just want to give Navarro a bit of a run out. And then while we're here, I'm looking at Quintero, but again, he's not really one of our players, so I don't know how much game time I want to give him. Then, in case, looking at Pepe, I'm thinking, do we bring Pepe on maybe for some football? Yeah, let's do that. Let's bring Pepe on. Bring those 3 guys on all together. And let's just hope that Perez is not out for too long because he's scored back-to-back hat-tricks for us. He's obviously pretty decent at this level, even at his advancing years. I'm just hoping that doesn't finish him off because he leaves us with a huge problem. I mean, we can score goals from the rest of the team from the looks of things, but it still leaves us with a bit of an issue. Right, Valcarce going out wide. Goes to Balenciaga. Back into Valcarce. Valcarce now into Pepe. And Pepe scores his first of the season. Is it his first for the club as well? I think it might be his debut, I think it just said. I'm not too sure how many games he would have played for us. But it's another 7-0 demolition job. And it could even be more. Valcarce into Pepe. Just taps it home. Look at him. Change that career stats. I always played loads. He scored loads. Never mind. I thought he'd said debut goal, but it didn't. But it's his first of the season. Lovely stuff to see. And we lead again by 7-0. And again, I'm happy here. I don't need anything else. I'd like more, but I don't need more. Angel nearly gave me more because he knows how to please the boss. Again, the big thing I'd like is a clean sheet, but it's not crucial. It would just make me really happy instead of just being happy. Right, Pablo into Martinez. Martinez now. Back to Jamie Sanchez. Balenciaga into Angel, into Pepe. Pepe into Valcarce. Valcarce actually, I think, tried to feint it. It just didn't work there. But now Navarro on the ball here. Whips it in, looking for the header. Pepe, and Pepe just puts it wide. Unfortunate there for Pepe. Nearly got a second there. Mellor not having the best game of his career. But he's not a striker. He's filling in and he's doing it admirably. Right, final couple of changes. Let's make them. Balenciaga is tiring. I'm going to bring Samau on. In fact, no, do you know what? I'm going to bring Barcia on because he can play there if needed. I'd rather bring him on because he's someone we're going to devote some time to. And then I think we'll take off Angel for Hugo Rama. That feels like a sensible thing to do. And let's just see the game out. Back-to-back 7-0 wins sounds delicious to me. I'd love an 8th, but I'm not that bothered if we don't get one. I'm about as bothered about that as if we concede at this point, because the main thing is the points. The main thing is promotion this season. Right, Valcarce gets it to Navarro. Navarro into Pablo. Pablo to Martinez. Back to Navarro. Navarro now. Oh, just really well to get past his man there. Flips it in. Looking for flips. I keep saying flips. I mean to say floats it in. Or chips. And it's turning into flicks. Because of course it is. Goodness me. Well, we've reduced them to 1 shot in the entire game. 7 goals again. Seventh heaven, I think the title of this should be. Seventh heaven or 7 heaven or something daft like that. Because that is a sensational pair of opening games. Away and home, 7-0, 7-0. I mean, apparently we just set a record. I don't really know how we've set a record. It's 2 games into the season. First team ever to score back-to-back 7-0s? I don't know. Maybe it's something daft like that. Right, Perez. Oh. I don't like that. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. But we'll have to deal with it. We'll have to deal with it. Well, while we're looking for free transfers, maybe a striker is one of them. Because again, at the moment, the plan was for Davo, who isn't really a striker, to be our backup striker. But maybe, just maybe, we need to look for a backup striker now with the money that we, in fact, don't have. That's probably going to be the next thing I do. So, that was a good start. That was a very good start. Let's have a look and see when we're going to come back. Now, again, I kind of want to get through this season a bit quicker. So, I'm thinking we'll skip September and we'll come back kind of what we normally do, to be honest with you. Somewhere in October, November, maybe around this period here. I don't know if there's any teams who we are really fierce with. No, there aren't. Who in the league is predicted to finish second? Sabadell, and there's also Barcelona B. So when did we play Barcelona B? It's not for ages, so we can't really worry about that. So we'll just come back around here. I don't know exactly which games it will be, but we'll just come back for a couple. Cup competitions come up, we might play one of those as well. That feels like the sensible way to go with things. But so far, I would say that is a ridiculously good start, actually. I was going to say it's a very good start. No. It's a ridiculously good start, and I will most certainly take it. Thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to leave a big like on the video if you have enjoyed. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the nonsense that comes out of this space in the future. I'm Stu. You guys have been awesome, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.